Parents teach their children to be fearful and cautious of specific dangers, such as fire or crossing the road. Anxiety can be useful, because it helps protect the child from harm. However, children can be fearful of situations or objects that adults don't consider threatening. The sources of fear may change as the child matures. For example, a fear of the dark or monsters under the bed may give way to fears of burglary or violence. Tactics that don't work include teasing the child for being afraid, or compelling them to confront fearful situations. Panda is the name for two nocturnal Asian mammals, the red panda and the giant panda. The red panda, also known as lesser panda and cat bear, is found at high elevations in the Himalayas. It resembles a raccoon but has a longer body and tail and a more rounded head. The red panda spends much of its time in trees but feeds on the ground, eating primarily bamboo leaves but also fruit and roots. The giant panda superficially resembles a bear. The body is chiefly white, and the limbs are brownish-black, with the dark color extending up over the shoulder. Research conducted in the late 1980s showed that women who choose the title Ms. give the impression of being more achievement-oriented, socially self-confident, and dynamic but less interpersonally warm than counterparts who prefer the more traditional forms Miss or Mrs. Many women in Western society, aware of the power of names to influence identity, are aware that choosing how to identify themselves after marriage can be a significant decision. They may follow the tradition of taking their husband's last name, hyphenate their own name and their husband's, or keep their birth name. Tea had a reputation for being both safe and almost always beneficial. However, scientists are now suggesting that tea may not be as safe as we had previously believed. Tea contains caffeine, and caffeine has been linked to sleeplessness and to the unpleasant jumpy feeling some people get when stressed. Giant pandas live in restricted areas of the high mountain bamboo forests of central China. Their diet consists entirely of bamboo shoots. Rare in the wild, they produce young poorly when they are not in their natural environment. Giant pandas are protected by law in China. It often appears that we have more to gain by speaking than by listening. One big advantage of speaking is that it gives you a chance to control others' thoughts and actions. Whatever your goal is, the key to success seems to be the ability to speak well. One fascinating survey indicates that a woman's choice is likely to reveal a great deal about herself and her relationship with her husband. Women who take their husband's name place the most importance on relationships. On the other hand, women who keep their birth names put their personal concerns ahead of relationships and social expectations. A book has just been published to help parents to deal with their children's naughty behavior at home. The author, Dr. James Bruno, says that the first positive discipline technique is for parents to remain calm because nervous parents don't get good results. The sad situation of the homeless remains a problem. It is difficult to estimate how many people are homeless because the number depends on how the homeless are defined. There are street people, those who sleep in bus stations, parks, and other areas. The sheer number of people in a group affects the amount of communication. Consider the difference between communication between two friends and communication in a group of 5 people. When friends talk, there are 2 people sending and receiving messages. A recent opinion poll discovered that many people were very concerned about the amount of vulgarity and violence depicted in movies, television shows, and popular music. This poll also discovered, however, that most people thought that individuals should take responsibility to correct the problems. Motherly love by its very nature is unconditional. Mother loves the newborn infant because it is her child, not because the child has fulfilled any specific condition, or lived up to any specific expectations. Unconditional love corresponds to one of the deepest longings, not only of the child, but also of every human being. The origins of a written literature can be found in most of the civilizations of the ancient world, in India, China, and among the Jewish people whose great work of literature is taken to present. The start of Western literature is the Old Testament of the Bible. Research has shown that by the time our children reach age 18, they have spent more time watching television than in school. The problem was that our television system was attuned to the marketplace. Children are treated as a market to be sold to advertisers at so much money per thousand eyeballs. Conservatives argue that many homeless are alcoholics, drug users, or mentally ill. In contrast, many liberals argue that homelessness is caused by a reduction in welfare benefits and by excessively priced housing. They want more shelters to be built for the homeless. One of the major processes that takes place in schools, of course, is that students learn. When they graduate from high school, many can use a computer, write essays with 3-part theses, and differentiate equations. In addition to learning specific skills, they learn to think critically, to weigh evidence and to develop independent judgment. Although there is a great deal of variation within each gender, on the average, men and women discuss a surprisingly different range of topics. According to some studies, women and men ranging in age from 17 to 80 described the range of topics each discussed with friends of the same gender. Endure.